bathhouse.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty much
Loved
it.
yelling at my team about
The rest
that
of
one.
them are dance floor. So there's ruins on both sides. Bridge, sure. Dance floor. Snipers dance around here. This is left side, or right side if you're on it. This side. I don't fucking know stairs. I've
Whoa.
never had a call out for this. I don't see the side of the map.
That's fair.
Flank. You can just call this whole kind of area, this kind of side, flank, or the opposite of where you are, kind of thing. You can get some dumb plays off in this little corner. This is head glitch. It's really dumb. Heavies it's really hard to kill a heavy here, but also it's kind of been phased out. Other side is the same. Head glitch as well. These are stairs, just main. Pretty much this is main. Pretty much is where a lot of like exchanges will be happening. Your demo scout and shit will be walking up this hill all the time. This is ruins again. Of course, bathhouse or the better thing to do is call it pool, but like fuck that shit. We ain't no bitches. Because a lot of times people will say bath and people will hear bats and then they'll be like, okay, they're over there, and they're just not. This is bats
Right.
over there, by the way. So that whole other side of the map, pretty much. Tunnel. That's the gist.
All right.
It's all the clouds.
What's the area behind the bridge called? Like
This?
that whole connector area there, yeah.
I don't.
Do
I
you
don't I don't know
know?
if I ever had. I don't know if I've ever had to say someone. I've never lost a game of Lakeside. I don't know if anyone's ever been in the position to be me needed to call this spot.
That's fair. We'll come up with something. We'll call it
You
Provo.
can call it like cliff or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something like grass. Even though there's no
California.
grass. Called bricks.
California. We'll call it Cali.
Cali.
Yeah. The other side's Vegas.
Cali and Vegas.
Yeah.
This is Maine. This whole area. Or you can call it Vegas.
Yeah.
Or Vegas. You meant like that side.
Sure.
I don't know. Y'all can figure that out. Clouds, you got that.
We'll figure it out.
What do you want to go over first? So,
Go over the mid fight first, I'd say.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm gonna show you the way how I like to play the map.
All right.
And it worked for me. Pretty much, the only people going to mid, are really your demo, scout, medic, right?
Right.
Everyone else is just gonna be hauling ass into the bathhouse. Kinda. Even sometimes you can send like your pyro over there with your players. But a lot of times, you kind of just want to get as many people in here as possible, and your sniper can kind of play back and like peek this angle to just shoot whoever is going to peek this corner first. You might get rolled by their sniper, but at least you'll eat the headshot for someone else. So your demo scout and them are going to be trying skirmishing, getting some space on the point. Everyone else going to be running through here. Try to get as much like control over here, because once you have control of bathhouse, it's really hard for them to get up on this hill because you just deny them. Your demo can rotate back through and just stick.
Right.
Or stick. The deal. So they're gonna try and they might not do the same thing. It depends. But that's how I like to play my mids. It's just literally get as many people into your bathhouse as possible, and once you get bathhouse control, call it. Make sure your demo and your combo knows your pyro on your medic and all that shenanigans. A lot of times I'll even like spies will even like fucking play gun spy into the fight in bathhouse because of how important it is to get control of it. So like be ready to do that. Too nice thing as a spy, right? It's not like super important if you're like winning. If you're winning your mids and shit, then don't really worry about it. But like if there's not enough players there, then like you can just roll up and gun spy the shit out of them in the bathhouse with your team all shooting. So that's kind of how mids work. If you are to win your mid, there's a couple different ways you can hold. You can hold passive, which is like all the way back, which is like bitch made. Don't do that shit. You give up, at least in my eyes, you give up all your space for no reason. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of unless you're at disad, but if you're in mid and you're this ad, you're kind of cooked already. But so you just cap the point, you play a passive, kind of just rock out. You might be able to put your heavy over on head glitch. Your demo can play kind of back here, and just like if y'all get some space you've made, you can walk forward. Um, have your soldier, and honestly, you might be able to pull your heavy from head glitch over here and just try to peek into their bathhouse a little bit if you are playing passive. But what I would recommend you doing is if you have mid, basically you put your NG. NG just kind of vibes out here on this side. Sometimes a scout can be over here too. Um, NG scout, sniper can be up here. And your job is to basically call if you see a body anywhere on this side of the map. Be like, make sure that as soon as you see somebody, your entire team knows, hey, these players are coming from bats. It's very important because the rest of your team is going to be in bathhouse or on their ruins, right? So like you can kind of lock your heavy up here, and your demo can kind of be playing this angle, and your heavy just denies a lot of space. You can put like a dispenser up here and all that stuff, and just keep control of bathhouse as long as you can. And you can exchange out of bathhouse if you need to. A lot of times, what they will try to do um, is they're going to try and either take your bathhouse and exchange through this door, or they're going to just try and exchange up here, exchange or just Uber through here is like get as much space as possible. Because if they can get over here, you're kind of fucked. If your team, but it shouldn't really ever happen because your flank players should be calling if they see anybody, being like, "Hey, they're walking this way. They're walking this way. We need to meet them." Um, and in that case, if their demo and stuff decides to walk over here and Uber anywhere else, your demo can go meet them, or your pyro can go meet them with your Uber in exchange there. And your heavy and your soldier are kind of going to want to play this and just wait for your demo to call post. Literally, just play a post in bathhouse because you can't get rolled by anybody. And you can post around here behind them. You can post just all the way through. You can go all the way through. You can post through here. So if you just play back, deny their bathhouse control, and then your team calls post, and you can peek this angle and roll a bunch of people with your team. Um, mm, my team, we played a very heavy centered gameplay, trying to think about how to explain the rest. But that's kind of like the bathhouse hold. Um, if that made sense to any of you, what I just said pretty much. That's gonna be like kind of your standard hold. Um, just have your flank players, your scout, NG, sniper can be anywhere pretty much. Play over on your flank and make sure that they're calling players. The most important thing they have to do is make sure they're just communicating with your team. Make sure that they know your team knows if someone's where they're coming from. Um, Everyone else just kind of vibes out in here and denies bathhouse space for as much as possible. Your demo can kind of peek and shoot sticks at them. Just don't get too deep into it, because if you get past, like, don't ever cross like the door frame kind of, because if you cross this door frame, you're so fucked. It's over. Like you can peek out and get some sticks going. Whatever you got to do, you can peek out this way, get some sticks going. Just be ready as your demo. Be ready to walk towards them. If your flank's like, hey, they're coming bats, get ready to just meet them as soon as you can. Because the idea is you want to force their Uber as early as possible so they don't get all that free space, right? The other hold you can do is if they fully wipe, you can call a forward hold, or just hold their ruins is what you can call. And what you're pretty much going to do is your demo can kind of play here and just stick into this, and your heavy is going to like play literally right here and just deny this whole area from existence. Your flank can play up a little further if you want. Just make sure they don't get to, because the way they're going to try and break this is just go the other way, um, which you kind of want them to, because you can get the free wrap on them. Um, but you kind of want your flank players to play kind of where they were, a little bit further up, and just make sure that they're calling and giving information. And everyone else, your medic, your soldier, and I don't know if your soldier plays over here. I don't think your soldier needs to. I think your soldier can play pretty much anywhere else, wherever they feel is comfortable. You'll get the feel for it. Um, and you just kind of deny as much time as possible because you're never going to hold it forever. Is the idea? You're never going to hold anything forever. You're just trying to waste as much of their time as possible. So you can like don't be afraid to back up, but you can catch a lot of people off if you either set traps up or just like spam, fade out a little bit. Heavy's hitting here. They try to peek your demo. Whoever's around this corner, like spamming from here, and they get rolled, or the soldier bombs, they get rolled by your heavy. Um, your heavy can also peek this corner. It's just a little risky because you might get left out to dry. It happens. Um, that's kind of like it for holding mids at least. There's more to it, but you'll kind of get the feel for it as you play. That's just how I like to play it at least. Holding mids is how I did that. I can try and go over what happens if you lose your mid and how to like kind of take back the space. Um, you can either try to work your team into bathhouse, um, but their heavy's gonna be probably playing right here. If they're doing like kind of their flank, their heavy soldier in bathhouse, and the rest of their team on point is a lot of times what they'll try to do. Um, so what you can kind of do is put your heavy soldier here and maybe your NG and try to get some space and just win the 2v2. Y'all are goaded, so you probably just will. That's your best bet. Is just win the flank fight, and then once you get bathhouse control, your team's gonna go okay. It's time. Um, that's if they're not holding bathhouse. If they're full team holding bathhouse, you're gonna do something different. But if they are, you're gonna try and get some pressure on the flank a little bit. Try to clear out some angles. Maybe get a pick. If you can get two, you pretty much win the point. But if you get one, it's good enough. You're ready to go. And let your team know. And your demo's just gonna be like, okay, your demo's either gonna walk from ruins down the side, up and exchange into them, or you're gonna walk all the way around through bats, drop off bats, and just run as fast as you can up their flank and then onto the point. Um, yeah. Or if you can also just use your Uber directly into their bathhouse. If they're not all there, you can do that. Or if they are doing a bathhouse hold and they're ready to exchange at the store, you can. You just want to try and either squeeze them out so that you're kind of they get stranded out here, or get them just fucking deny the shit out of them with your pyro. Just keep them inside the door as your team rotates back around. Um, though what I like to do if they're doing a bathhouse hold, um, whole team's in here. You just have a couple players like skirmish a little bit, fuck with them, and you send uh your demo and scout and shit up to wrap around and take this fight with their Uber, and they're gonna try and meet you, and then your heavy soldier are gonna try and fight through that door into bathhouse and try to get as much just cause as much chaos as possible. Like I said, this is like the spot you don't want to be in. You don't want to be in this doorway because you're cooked if you're here. You're just gonna get rolled because no matter what they do, if they miss you in this doorway, they need to they're just not playing the game. Um, so you can play behind it, you can play in front of it. Just don't stay in the doorway. Make sure you're getting out of that spot. Um, hmm. You can also just push like squad deep across up the point if you want. You can all go bats, and literally you can just walk your heavy up here forward, and you can just exchange on the point, or your heavy can vibe out here while you exchange on the point and play post and just deny people. Um, that's kind of it. I don't know. I I just said a lot of words. Um, any questions about anything specific?
So if they're holding like everybody in the bathhouse, for example,
Uh huh.
and we want to push the combo across the flank, who would be like just sitting by the ruins, just with sort of harassing the
So
bathhouse?
maybe your sniper, your heavy, your soldier, maybe your scout. Your scout's probably gonna be over there. It's kind of a free form. You can have your engineer over here too, build like a mini and just be like, boop, 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 boop. Um, and also what you can do is like, if your heavy and soldier don't feel like pushing into here, what you can do is you can kind of try and push them down here. Or if your combo's pushing here, you can kind of push them over there.
Right.
Um, But what they're gonna try and do, and what I'll show you all in a second, is as soon as they hear you pushing out there, a lot of times I used to do this a lot with my soldier. The soldier's just gonna try to catch their soldier and their heavy gonna try and catch you off guard. And as they're fighting, as soon as the Uber pops, their soldier's gonna whip their heavy. Their heavy's gonna jump out this door, and their soldier's gonna bomb into the sky. And they're just gonna try and kill as much as possible
Mhm.
because they're just gonna try and wrap you down here and roll your whole team. Um, that's if you're gonna try and like exchange on point. So yeah, kind of just your soldier heavy, probably engineer. Pyro should pretty much always be with your medic, regardless of anything else. Always, always, always. Uh,
Question about the rollout to mid. You said that the medic wants to run with the demo and the scout. Does that mean that pretty much everyone else is gonna not have overheal
I don't honestly. I
during
think
mid fight?
everyone might go tunnel and get buff, 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 and then everyone like some of them split
All
off.
right.
But I don't know. I think the demo. There's a way to get an arrow. I always just went tunnel because I play heavy, but I don't honestly don't remember. I f- it's been like 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like the demo would go out main, but like
The demo
if our
tries to
med
get to mid as
could,
possible,
yeah, if
and
our
your
med
med,
could walk through tunnel and then drop down with the
uh,
demo. Although I guess that might put the med at risk of dying, which would
as
be
long as your
bad.
pyro is with them, it should be okay. Hmm. Anything else?
You want me to actually play around bathhouse, right? You said.
Yeah, you kind of. You also so sometimes.
I think I missed
Um,
something over there. Yeah.
yeah, you basically if you have the point, your team's gonna be in bathhouse or like somewhere like if your team's in bathhouse, you kind of want to be over here, stock like pop your mini up and just kind of play not to die. And what you're gonna be is you're gonna be your eyes. You and your spy are just gonna be like, hey, they're walking this way. I mean, your spy's gonna call sniper a bunch too, but um, be like, hey, they're. It looks like they're walking bats. Looks like they're walking bats, and then you once you like just make sure your demo knows that, and your demo, whoever's main calling, is gonna make the decision about what they want to do with that information. Because sometimes if that's happening, you can force the problem from them and just haul ass out here, um, or you can go meet them. But yeah, you should probably just go meet them and let your flank deal with the flank. Um, but yeah, Stink, you'll probably be if you have the point your team's in bathhouse, you might just want to set up like either dispenser down here or you can set up a dispenser in bathhouse sometimes too. It's pretty good. And just play this to make sure that to just give your team a heads up when anything's happening. You're like the first line of defense. It's just staring at people, making sure your team knows they are there. Don't get headshot. Anything else? Anything that you think I missed, or anything that you need? Anyone ask questions?
All right, can you say it all again?
Can you explain Lewis structures to me?
Woo! We're ready to win, albino. Let's go.
Who is it that hangs out with the NG on the flank when we have bathhouse?
Sniper and
Scout, you said?
maybe scout. I know spy is like somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Whoever feels like it. No, I get you. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
All my casual engineer lakeside experience. Collected numbers.
Yeah.
Don't worry, yo.
Uncle Tovia has
It's gonna
trained you
be
for this one.
the Heathcliff carry. Just call.
Yeah.
Make sure whoever is the demo player, call your posts for the love of God, please.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do or don't, but do.
I say to call when they fade every single time. Not every time, but most of the time.
Just make it known to every living being on the planet. Scream as loud as possible. They're fading. They're fading. They're fading. Because your flank players are like fucking. They're bats in a soundproof box. There's like
I'll text my dad to let him know that they're fading. During the match.
Yeah, let him know. So, unless anyone has any other Lakeside specific questions, do you think you could bang out a steel review in 30 minutes, or?
I can definitely try.
Alright.
Anyone have questions, real quick?
I guess we're good.
All right. This is, quickest, yeah. Is it normal? It's just steel, right?
It's
Because
valve
it's
steel, yeah. Yep.
fucking valve steel.
It says OG steel.
It's
Not
the
the-
new updated steel. They removed the jump on C. It's fucked up.
They changed the grate, removed the jump, changed to concrete. They added a new spawn area.
They're evil, frankly.
Yeah. They're evil. Okay, we're gonna do blue first. I gotta run through my brain on how this map is played. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of nuances that y'all, if you have class mentors, you should go over with, because steel has a lot of things that are
Jesus is my class mentor.
Jesus.
He sucks at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna
Dude
play this
hasn't been
map?
in the game for years.
Tomorrow.
This map is
Yeah.
horrible.
No, steel is
I'm
No,
gonna be
you
real
don't
with you.
understand. You don't
Steel
understand.
Highlander Steel is probably the best map in
Literally,
Highlander.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. It's so good.
It is like the map that makes your team. It's the map that decides if your team is allowed to play the game or not. Because if you can't communicate, you will lose steel every time, no matter how good your DM is.
Yeah, let's
Oh
fly
my god.
reference.
True.
The map. This is literally the map that kills teams.
Mm.
Okay. Couple different ways you can play on blue off rip. You can either play here. Your NG's gonna build like a sentry gun here, kind of, or a dispenser. So for your sniper, wrangle it to just peek this, because their sniper's gonna try and kill you. There's gonna be crit stickies everywhere. A lot, like there, here, here, there, and here, and probably here. All over the place, crit stickies. So be careful of that. If he's smart, people don't realize this. He'll just single det, which is where you just shoot sticky after sticky after sticky, and it's single det to crit sticky like every time you shoot. So beware, because he can just kill everyone with doing that. And what you're gonna try and do is, a lot of times I like to send my whole team, other than like your sniper NG. Honestly, kind of like, I like my NG too. Because what you're gonna try and do is, I have to like remember how to play this game.
If I remember that you send the whole
A
team.
lot of people, yeah, and you try to try as hard as possible to kill their spy, because he's gonna be here somewhere. Yeah. So try to kill their spy as best you can. It's gonna be here somewhere. Cap this. As soon as you do, this door is gonna open. And there's a couple different decisions you can make. You can either make the drop down call, which shouldn't really do that off rip.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to probably rotate most of your people back to spawn. So you're probably gonna want to do. Then your soldier and your engine and your scout are gonna try and well, scout sometimes, I'll talk about in a minute. Are gonna try, and your spy are gonna try and not really your spy. Your spy is gonna try and make it to be as fast as possible, but are gonna try and walk through here. And into lobby and try to get as much control. And what I like to do, NG, you can literally just waddle as much as possible all the way through. Set your teleporter up here. Put your gun up here. You know what I mean? And just be like, okay, guys, I'm set up, and you can get people to teleport behind them and shit. Or what you can do is like your soldier, your NG, you scout if you want. Your scout can walk all the way through. You get all the way up here. You put your gun up here. You put your gun up here, and you cut them off. Basically, you just like, okay, well now they're fucked, and then your team can pull up behind them, and you can squeeze them. Just start fucking shooting rockets, fucking with them, Scout, you're just going to be capping for most of the time. You're just going to try and be annoying and cap. What they're going to try and do, like the thing people do, is their scout is just going to play on first on red. Their scout's just going to stand in spawn with cleaver ball, and just on resup, just throw them at the point every time there's someone there. Just boom, 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 boom. Sometimes people will go huntsman and do that same thing with people on the point. They'll just be like huntsman arrow, and they'll just keep shooting at you with it. The other thing you can do is you can rotate everyone back. Your flank players, your soldier and stuff are still going to go over there. Soldier NG. Y'all are going to try and walk this way. You know, your soldier NG is going to be over there. Everyone else is going to be over here. Your scout, there's a thing you can do. Is it's called bonk play, where you drink your bonk and you literally just walk all the way up because they're going to have a teleporter right here, and you're just going to distract. Literally just exist here and sit directly here on their teleporter, and your only job in your life is to get debonked and get 2 meat shots on the teleporter to kill it. Because it's the most important thing that they have on concrete. And while that's happening, your team can kind of like push with you almost, because they're gonna try and like it's so stupid the way you do it because people are dumb. They're gonna try and stop you, but like, what the fuck are they gonna do? You can do that. Another thing I like to do, I like to have my sniper do is and there's a couple of things you can do. There's so much shit you can do this map. This map is like workshoppable. It's crazy. After you cap A, if you kill their spy, or even if you didn't, probably if you kill their spy, your sniper can like vibe out on drop down. Everyone else can kind of play through. Your sniper's gonna play here, fully charge, drop, and their med's gonna be literally their medic will be standing right here. So that's literally you're sacrificing to drop their med or kill anybody. You just get the full charge and just body shot their medic as soon as you drop. Is the idea behind it. Trying to think what else. Getting concrete control is really important. You don't really want to be here. You don't really want to stack players in this hallway. You kind of do, but you kind of don't, because they just kind of get deleted. Your demo and them are going to try and exchange out here, but you really want concrete control before you do that. So you can kind of send your demo can kind of choose sticks up here, but probably shouldn't really. It's iffy. You can bonk the bonk scout with the heavy peeking this corner full buffed is really strong. Their demo might be up here. Sometimes maybe their soldier, but if their soldier's up here, it means their flank's really weak. Oh shit. And your goal, even if like, is to just kill them as best you can, because once you have control up here, you have a lot more breathing room. Because it makes your Uber out of there much more threatening. And the idea is you're going to try and just exchange out of here as best you can. Their pyro is just going to be playing here with waiting for Uber and just like boom, 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 deny the shit out of you. If you kill their pyro, you can just walk forward as best you can. Their gun's going to be right here, just stopping everyone from existing. It might be out here to stop the drop down early in the game. Or like it might be like right here, I think is what is the actual spot. Because this shoots you as soon as you walk out of drop down, it like deletes you. But yeah, you just kind of want to exchange out this way after you take concrete with your, where sure we can do bonk scout's going to be all strat. Bonk scout demo can shoot some sticks up here. Heavy can peek it with all y'all. And then after you have concrete control, just make sure you keep concrete control. Make sure this teleporter's dead. And then your demo is just going to be okay. We're going to exchange now, and then you're just going to roll out. Probably going to want to use pretty early because your sniper is probably going to be up somewhere over here staring at you. Their pyro is going to be staring at you and all that jazz. So just try and do whatever you can. Blow the gun up. Your spy can like decloak and like boop sap the gun right as you go, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of how you would do it that way, almost. Like it's kind of hard to explain when you're not currently doing it. You just kind of have to try it to understand. Just try the bonk thing with the demo heavy and all that shit, just all that jazz. Another thing you can do is if you kill their players, you kill their spy. Not even really, you don't even have to kill their spy, but you should probably kill their spy. Is while you're all over on A, instead of rotating back through, you can push through slow door as a whole team and roll all the way. You can either roll all the way your whole team all the way through to their heaven, or you can roll your whole team all the way through to here, and your demo is going to try and get in here. Don't stand here, you'll get air blasted into nothing. You can stand here and just like stick. Your heavy's job is to stand right here and deny this space from existing. Just make sure no one can play here. Though what's probably going to happen to you is the fully charged Huntsman Sniper is going to peek and one tap you, the way to Pooter. That's another thing you do. It's a little risky to go for an A to E. But if you do, it kind of ruins their mental. If you get an A to E on somebody, it kind of makes their next game a little harder for them. And also it's just really good. But yeah. That's kind of the idea from A. You can either wrap as a team all the way around, all the way through. Boom, boom. All the way through, and then up onto there, and then set up your team up here and get your cappers going. Or yeah, you can just go right into their wishbone and try to do as best you can. Now, once you capture a B on offense, a couple of different options you can do. Pretty much you're just gonna try and walk into their wishbone as best you can. Their engineer is gonna have a gun right here to try and just deny you from just jumping forward or walking anywhere in the general direction. They might have some players, probably have some players on C, stopping you from walking out of wishbone for free. Their pooter might be up there, or he might be over here. And what you're gonna want to just do is just drop down and exchange into them as best you fucking can. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really fucking rough. Or you can try and destroy their gun and cap E. It's up to you. If you want to try, you can blow their gun up like that. Just to get like a little bit of split pressure, so you can go back around. You know what I mean? All what you got to do. You can also send some players through the flank up this way to fucking fuck with them a little bit through D. You know what I mean? Get the players all the way through. C is kind of iffy like that. A lot of times I will like skirmish with my team a little bit as heavy over here, and then I'll rotate back to C door and play through it with my team. Or sometimes your team will want to go that way. Like you might want to send your combo that way, and your heavy you might want to go through wishbone, but it's a little iffy. And then C's C's kind of gonna be a giveaway for them, but also if they can anchor hold it, it's gonna be fucking rough for y'all. Just try your best. Just through wishbone or through slow door, just kind of call one and try to figure it out. Just try to figure out your exchanges, and you're gonna be trying to exchange. Don't really Uber in wishbone. Just Uber when you get outside of wishbone. Careful for traps on this thing that still work. I think this is gone. Yeah, the traps on that grate still work. Careful players up here sometimes if no one's rotating this way. Sniper, you might be able to peek this way and get some free kills. You know, boom, boom. After C gets capped, you have two options. You have a couple different options. You can either go through wishbone, which is the safe decision, or you can go through the area that's called death hallway. It's called death hallway for a reason, because if you're in it, you're dead. And the way you decide kind of is if like, okay, we're just gonna go death hallway to D. Your demo is probably just gonna call it, and make sure when your demo calls it, you listen to it. Don't like, hey, that's a bad idea. Because if they call death hallway, you gotta go now. You gotta go fast, and you gotta make sure that no one is going to be spawning while you're walking, and there's no one who can be watching it while you're going. You have to get through Death Hallway as fast as possible without anyone spawning and rolling into you, because if their demo spawns while you're in Death Hallway, you're all going to die. And you just try to roll to D as fast as possible. And if you want, you can try to kind of like squish yourself out here, or like spam their gun from over there. And just like pew pew pew, break that shit. Just cap D if you want. If you're going through Death Hallway, cap D, and then you can play into this area right here because it'll shut these doors. And if you want to go through Wishbone, which I think is generally the better idea, though don't like Death Hallway is good to know about, because sometimes it's like, damn, this really isn't working. And a lot of times, if something really isn't working a bunch, it don't matter if the other one's a long shot. You got to try something different. You know what I mean? You just got to mix it up, throw their game off a little bit. Other times you'll pretty much go into Wishbone, right? And your demo and your soldier's gonna be over there. Your demo's gonna be over here. Lock and load doesn't exist anymore, which is probably for the better. But because what demos used to do is just be like boop boop, gun's dead, kind of. Heavy your job. No matter how much your demo screams at you to peek this with him, don't. Your job is to stand here and make sure no one walks behind you and kills everybody. You'll get a lot of kills that way, and as well, if you peek with this with your demo, you'll both just take splash damage and die anyway. Though if your team's like, hey, guns down, we're pushing, and they Uber in, play with them. Make sure no one's behind you still, but like peek through it, get some space. You can go, like, a lot of times I like to just go across. There's going to be bridges here by this point. Walk up into their heaven, or walk up into their spawn doors and just hold this shit as best you can. Make sure that it can't get out of it, because what they're going to try and do is walk this way or walk out this way. If you don't have decap, they'll walk out this way. But if they do have decap, they'll probably go through they actually have to go through Wishbone. I think they might be able to go through Death Hallway. Yeah, they can. Oh my god, steel is crazy. Where was I? And then you just kind of put some cappers in the point and try your best to just hold them, lock them down after the gun's dead. Some teams, psychopath demos, the way they do their lasts, they sit down here with a fucking loose cannon and knock you off the point. I haven't seen that shit ever, but I know that some people do it. Insanity. At this point, a lot of teams, they'll keep their like soldier and their NG over here. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna hold white room. Is what this is called. They're gonna hold white room. The heavy's gonna play here. The demo's gonna play around here and just like stop you from just walking this way. And y'all can try to flank into them and try to kick this space, because you take this space, you can get around to a better position to blow that gun up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cap D behind them, and then they're kind of cut off, whatever. And it's just nice to have like the crossfire. So they're gonna try and hold you in here and try to deny you from existing. So you can just try to either fight them through Wishbone, blow that up, and meet them in exchange. Here is probably where your exchange is gonna be. Or you can fight them through here a little bit. You can exchange this way, try to wipe their team. It happens sometimes, The guns kind of gotta die. So, and kind of once that happens, they're gonna try and do. If you can get them out of white room, they're gonna do the smart thing for them to do. The only way they can actually still have a chance, they're gonna lose, but all they can do is kind of delay it. Their demo's gonna okay, we're going Wishbone, and their entire team is just gonna fucking jump, walk down. A couple other people might go Death Hallway, they might send a couple Death Hallway, but their demo's just gonna stand here and just peek this corner, and just shoot sticks on the point, and you need to flush them out. Is pretty much how you kill that. Is how you deal with that. Your Putis, if you're on Tomislav, can just sit here and wait, because the first thing they're gonna do when they get the Wishbone isn't to turn around. They're just gonna peek this corner and try to kill whoever's capping the point at that moment. You'll get like 8 kills every time, without fail. But that's kind of offense. Just be wary. The red. Actually, I can show it to you when we go over red side if we do have time.
Yeah, we have about 15 minutes.
Any questions about blue side? Did I miss anything? I was trying to go fast.
So I do have one question. I remember from last season I was talking to someone and so let's say we went A to E and
Mhm.
that didn't pan out, but our combo is still alive. Like, isn't there a thing we can do where we rotate from E through drop down to B and try
Yeah.
and out
So
rotate their combo?
yeah. So if they are fully committed to back onto E, what you can kind of try to do is you might be able to, if some of your players are dead and they're spawning, they can try to make their way onto B. They're heavy. They're heavy. Red heavy's going to be anchored on B like the fucking plague, and your job is to try and peel him out of there before their team gets back to him. So what you can do is you can be like, okay, we're rotating to drop down. You can peel out of there, and kind of if they move their gun, they're probably already cooked, and you have a lot of cap time. And you can just roll back through and go right into drop down. What I like to do is if we have a plan to do that, call for your spy to get in a position to sap the gun on B. Because what you can do is as soon as you're like, okay, we're going to drop down, spy, are you ready? Or like your spy be like, okay, I can sap in 3, 2, 1. Gun gets sapped. Your spy is gonna die because the heavy's gonna. All the heavy's doing is staring at this corner. But you'll sap the